Hello again and welcome to class 564. We have a lot of work to do, so let's not waste any time. Do you agree? I don't like to waste time. And you? Do you like to waste time? I imagine you don't. So that makes two of us. Ya somos dos. That makes two of us. I don't like to waste time, and neither do you. Neither do you. Hey, Richard, does Marta like to make... She can hear you. Does Marta like to waste time? No, Marta does, but she likes to talk. She likes to talk about her cats. She likes to talk about her little boy. She likes to talk about her house. She likes to talk. Yeah. And if I'm waiting to start the program, with makeup on my face, the lights blinding me, and Marta's talking about her house, her cats. And I'm politely listening to a long story about her two cats. Yeah. One is an aristocat, un aristogato, okay? And the other is a street cat. What's that? De barrios bajos. So we have and they live together, two different social classes of cat. And they get along. ¿Se llevan bien? They get along. Pues eso es donde estamos ahora con Bukover, to get along with. Her cats get along. ¿Se llevan bien? Los británicos también dicen to get on. Yeah, we get on with each other. We get along. We get along. We get along es nos llevamos bien. El concepto de bien está implícito en get along. Pero también puedes añadirlo. We get along very well. We get along. We get along. How do you get along? Do you get along with your wife, Richard? Yeah, we get along very well. After all these years, we still get along. Get along. Do you get along with your children? With my children? Yeah, I get along fine. I get along with everybody. Really. I mean, if somebody doesn't like me, that person has a problem. Some people don't like me because they are natural. They suffer a sick kind of envy. That is it's an illness. But everybody gets along with me. It's impossible not to get along with me if you're a normal person. And I get along with everybody. Yes. I've never met a person I didn't like. All right. Razonar con is to reason with. Mira, razonemos esto. And let's reason this. Come on. Let me reason with you. No. I don't want you to reason with me. To reason. Reason is la razón. The reason. ¿Cuál es la razón? What's the reason? Why? But the verb is the same one. Razonar is to reason. Tendrás que razonar con él. You'll have to reason with him. With Manolo. Good luck. Eh? Yeah, he's not a reasonable person. It's difficult to reason with Manolo because he's not a reasonable person. Confianza is trust. Okay, confianza is trust. Yes. Confianza is confidence as well. Trust implica una confianza moral. I trust you. I trust you means yo creo sinceramente que no me vas a hacer una faena o no me vas a robar. I trust you. I have confidence in you. Confío en ti para hacer bien las cosas. No es una cuestión moral de que me vayas a robar o algo. Okay. I have confidence in you. So trust is a question with certain moral connotations. Trust. However, in Dios confiamos is in God we trust. In God we trust. To trust, okay, trust has other way, can be used. I'm going to trust you with my books. Te confío mis libros. Llévalos a casa y me los traes mañana. I'm going to trust you with my books, okay? That's not the question of a moral confidence. But in any case, trust. Me fío de ti as I trust you. Voy a confiar en ti as I have confidence in you. You are a reliable person. All right. Ojo no. Hola. Ojo is be careful, Ojo. Aunque la expresión ojo mancha, is wet paint. They put the sign on a bench. They paint the benches in the park, and they put wet paint, pintura mojada. Tiene sentido. But when I came to Spain, it says, ojo mancha. So, ¿y eso qué es? Ojo mancha. ¿Una mancha en el ojo? I don't know. But you say ojo mancha, no? When about wet paint. But this is hola. Hola sin H. Con H is hello. Hola sin H is wave. Wave. También es onda. Las ondas que van por ondas radiofónicas o televisivas. Radio waves. Waves. Claro, tienen algo. Las olas en el océano van un poco así. Las ondas por el aire van así. Ondas. Y las banderas ondean, ¿no? They wave. The flag is waving. And to wave is like that. Hello, I'm waving hello. Goodbye, bye, I'm waving goodbye. Yes, waving. Now, I'm waving the book in front of you. Yes, I'm waving the book. To wave. Las olas del mar, the waves. Waves. Que lío. What a mess. What a mess. My God, what a mess. Yeah. That camera broke. That light. When Marta and I got here this morning, Marta said, Dios mío, luz, está rota. And so she had to fix it. And she said, que follón, que lío. I said, what a mess. What a mess. She fixed that light. She fixed that camera. Now everything's okay. All right. She is a fixer. Yes, sir. Okay, let's go on to a paragraph. Paragraphs, my friend. Paragraphs. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm not ready. In any case, paragraph number 85. Are you ready? He was one of the greatest statesmen that country ever had. He knew how to lead the people. He was fair in his actions and judgments, and he managed to gain the respect of world leaders. His country will be lucky to find another man like him. He was one of the greatest statesmen that country ever had. He knew how to lead the people. He was fair in his actions and judgments, and he managed to gain the respect of world leaders. His country will be lucky to find another man like him. All right. The impression here is this person is either, this person is a head of state. Head of state. Excuse me. Head of state. Cabeza de Estado. Jefe de Estado. That's right. Head of state is the term in English for jefe de Estado. For example, in Spain, Philip V, the king, is the head of state. And under him is a prime minister. All right. In France, Mr. Macron, I'm talking to you now in May 2022. All right. Emmanuel Macron is the head of state. In Great Britain or in the United Kingdom, the Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state. All right. Head of state. In the United States, Joe Biden, for the moment, is the head of state. All right. Jefe de Estado. Now, I get the impression, me da la impresión, fíjate, siempre digo I get the impression that the person who is speaking is referring to an ex-head of state who has died. The head of state who has died. But he was an active, and this head of state wasn't a figurehead. Figurehead, figura, cabeza, figure. Cabeza de figura. Figure head. Todo junto, figurehead. Is a word we use for people in the top position, but they don't have power. For example, the Queen of England, the King of Spain, the President of Germany, the President of Italy. These people are heads of state, but they don't have power. They have influence, yes, but they don't have power. The parliament and the government has the power. But these people are often called figureheads, which means figuna ahí, pero no mandan. Figureheads, which is not 100% true, because the Queen of England and the King of Spain, the President of Italy, the President of Germany, they have influence if they want to exercise the influence. And at certain moments, perhaps they can and often do exercise a certain degree of influence. But this person, apparently, I get the impression that the person has died, an important person. And the person speaking says he was one of the greatest statesmen that country ever had. La persona está hablando de otro país, no del país donde vive, porque dice that country. Es de los más grandes hombres de Estado que ese país ha tenido en su historia. That country. He was one of the greatest statesmen that country ever had. A statesman. Fíjate, hombre de Estado. Mujer de Estado, no sé. Stateswoman, no se dice. Ni statesperson. That's interesting because some people consider Margaret Thatcher a statesman, or Golda Meir in Israel, or Indira Gandhi in India. So they consider them statespeople, stateswomen. Sounds strange. Statesman, fireman, postman, policeman. Fíjate cómo se pronuncia man en esas palabras. Policeman, fireman, statesman, postman. Sin embargo, en Estados Unidos se dice mailman. No se dice mailman para el cartero. But in any case, he was one. Ay, me pica la nariz. He was one of the greatest statesmen, yeah, plural, that country ever had. He knew how to lead the people. To lead is liderar, guiar. He knew how to lead the people. He was fair in his actions and judgments. Fair is justo, con justicia. He was fair in his actions and judgments. Acciones y juicios, de juzgar. He was fair in his actions and judgments. And he managed to gain the respect of world leaders. And he managed to gain the respect of world leaders. ¿Ganar el respeto de quién? Los líderes mundiales de otros países. He logró ganar su respeto. He managed to gain the respect of world leaders. His country will be lucky to find another man like him. Well, maybe they will find a woman. His country will be lucky to find another person like him. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. All right, one more time. Paragraph 85. He was one of the greatest, he was one of the greatest statesmen that country ever had. Pasado simple, porque ha muerto. Fue uno de los más grandes hombres de Estado que tuvo ese país. En el siglo XIX, por ejemplo. He was one of the greatest statesmen that a country ever had. He knew, sabía liderar. He knew how to lead the people. He was fair in his actions and judgments. And he managed, logró ganar. He managed to gain. He managed to gain the respect of world leaders. His country, my country, no, his country will be lucky to find another person like him or another man like him. Paragraph 86, are you ready? Every once in a while, I have this terrible pain that runs from the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. It hurts so much sometimes that I have to quit whatever I'm doing, and wait for about half an hour. It usually goes away after that. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Every once in a while, esta expresión se oye muchísimo en inglés. Every once in a while. Hay 5 formas de decir de vez en cuando. Lo he mencionado muchas veces antes. There are 5 ways to say from time to time. From time to time, occasionally, every now and then, every so often, and every once in a while. Now, in the United States, this is the most common. Probably 60% of the time, every once in a while. 10% every now and then, every so often, every et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. Lo habré dicho 1000 veces en mi vida. Every once in a while. No tiene sentido gramatical en absoluto. Cada una vez en un rato. Every once, 11 escrito. Every once in a while. This is extremely common in the United States and Canada, and probably in the United Kingdom. The other alternatives, I repeat, are every so often, every now and then, cada hora y entonces. Aquí se decís de vez en cuando, de cuando en cuando, okay. Occasionally and from time to time. The easiest to remember is from time to time, and the easiest to say from time to time, de tiempo en tiempo, from time to time. And I recommend that when you speak. However, every once in a while, you're going to hear it. If you deal with native people, if you deal with native speakers, you're going to hear every once in a while, more often than from time to time. Every once in a while, I have this terrible pain, that runs. Un dolor que corre. Bueno, un dolor que recorre. En español, los dolores corren 2 veces, no recorren. Tengo un dolor que every once in a while, I have this pain that runs from the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. From the back of my neck, I say back, dos usos. The back of my neck, and partes de atrás de mi cuello. The back of my neck, la nuca, from the back of my neck to the middle of my back, que es la espalda. From the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. Dice down, no? Yes, down to the middle of my back. Every once in a while, I have this terrible, este dolor terrible, ahora mismo no. Every once in a while, I have this terrible pain that runs from the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. It hurts so much sometimes that I have to quit or stop. Quit, stop es lo mismo. I have to quit whatever I'm doing and wait for about half an hour. It usually goes away after that. It usually goes away. Suele desaparecer. Usualmente desaparece. To go away is irse. Se va. Se va. Claro, irse se va. It goes away. It goes away. Claro, irse tiene 2 significados. Marcharse físicamente y desaparecer. Había una mancha aquí y se ha ido. Ya no está. Yeah. It went away. All right, to go away. And the pain usually goes away after that. Every once in a while, I have this terrible, terrible pain, dolor, that runs from the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. It hurts, duele, it hurts. It hurts so much sometimes. It hurts so much sometimes that I have to quit whatever I'm doing. Whatever. Tengo que parar lo que esté haciendo, sea lo que sea. Por eso digo what, whatever. Si dijera solo what, también es correcto. Tengo que dejar lo que estoy haciendo. Ahora, tengo que dejar lo que esté haciendo. Es más aleatorio. Cualquier cosa. Entonces, whatever. But both are correct. I have to stop or I have to quit what I'm doing, or I have to quit whatever I'm doing, sea lo que sea. Tengo que dejar de hacer lo que estoy haciendo, sea lo que esté haciendo. I have to quit whatever I'm doing And wait, ¿cuánto? Wait for about half an hour. It usually goes away after that. Después eso, se me va. It usually goes away after that. Yes. These paragraphs sometimes are brilliant, okay? Yes. How much time do we have, Marta? Yeah? We have enough time for another paragraph? Yeah? Yes. One more reading of this one first. Paragraph 86, one more time. Every once in a while, I have this terrible pain that runs from the back of my neck down to the middle of my back. It hurts so much sometimes that I have to quit whatever I'm doing and wait for about half an hour. It usually goes away after that. It usually goes away after that. All right. One more paragraph. Paragraph 87. I don't like this paragraph, but it's in the book. All right. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't see women, he doesn't gamble, and he doesn't overeat. Well, what does he do? He must lead the most boring life in the world. I wonder what his upbringing was like. It must have been strict. Okay, it must have been strict. It must have been. Must have been. Must have been. Guess must have been. It must have been. Tenía que haber sido, debió ser. Estricto. It must have been strict. What? What must have been strict? His upbringing. His upbringing. I don't understand what you're saying, Richard. Okay, we'll listen to the paragraph again, okay? Maybe in context, you'll understand. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't see women, he doesn't gamble, and he doesn't overeat. Well, what does he do? He must lead the most boring life in the world. He must lead the most boring life in the world. I wonder what his upbringing was like. It must have been strict. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I don't know. Do you agree, Marta? Or you don't understand? She understands. I'm not so sure. I think she's telling me a half-truth. Well, at the beginning it's easy. He, ese hombre, he doesn't smoke. All right, fine. He doesn't drink. He doesn't see women. He doesn't see women. I think we have olegario again. No, he stopped. Hey, olegario, it's been a long time. Hey, olegario, wow, I feel excited that olegario has come back, you know. I was starting to feel lonely without olegario upstairs hitting things with a hammer. But in any case, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't see women, he doesn't gamble. No juega juegos de azar. He doesn't gamble, and he doesn't overeat. Like me, you'll see. Overeat is comer demasiado. He doesn't overeat. You know, he's very, no, I don't smoke. No, I don't drink. Alcohol, no. Women, well, women are dangerous. No. Gamble? No way. I'm very conservative. And I only eat proper meals. Proper, balanced meals. Proteins, carbohydrates, dairy products, productos lácteos, dairy products, vegetables, legumes, and balanced meals. Okay, so he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't see women, he doesn't gamble, and he doesn't overeat. Well, what does he do? He must lead the most boring life in the world. He must, debe de llevar la vida más aburrida del mundo. He must. Aquí este must es como conclusión lógica, no es obligación. He must lead, debe de ser un tipo un poco aburrido. He must lead, pero en este caso lead. Lead aquí no es liderar ni guiar. Lead aquí es llevar. Él lleva una vida aburrida. He leads a boring life. Yo llevo una vida muy lleno de aventuras. I lead a very adventurous life. A very adventurous life. But he must lead the most boring life in the world. I wonder, ¿cómo habrá sido su crianza? I wonder what his upbringing. To bring up is criar niños. To raise children, to bring up children. I was brought up by my parents. My parents brought me up. Voz pasiva, voz activa. I was brought up by my parents. My parents brought me up. Mi crianza fue permisiva. My upbringing, todo junto, curiosa palabra, upbringing, de traer arriba. My upbringing was quite lenient. De lenitudo, lenidad, leno. My upbringing was quite lenient, yes. And I wonder what his upbringing was like. It must have been strict. Okay, see you tomorrow.